Hey everyone, how's it going? The Owl House Season 2 trailer just dropped, and I'm gonna watch it and talk about it. Well, actually, I've already watched it. I've watched it twice now. But I'm gonna watch it and talk about it and do a little bit of theorizing as to what clips I think certain episodes are from and what they may represent. But I'm pretty much just gonna. This is kind of low tech. I have it on my iPad here. I'm just gonna be watching it, look at this clip, pause, comment. Yeah. Alright, so it starts off with what I presume to be the first scene from the first episode of the season, Separate Tides. I also have my phone here, which is like listing the episode titles because I forgot those. She's recording a message for her mom, just like at the end of Young Blood, Old Souls. And I think this might be like a recurring thing throughout the season. Like, every few episodes, like maybe apparently episode 7 is supposed to be really big with Lumity, so maybe she'll comment at the end of that. Who knows? But she's, talking a little bit about that. And like I said, will probably be like the pre-intro sequence, because that is one of those shows where you have a little bit, then the intro, then the rest of the episode. So that's what I think this is. All right, now with the actual clips. We've got King and Luz and Lilith heading off somewhere. This is presumably in Echoes of the Past, which is King's delusions of grandeur lead Luz, Lilith, and Hootie to a dangerous new island. Later in the trailer, we see how they're going to make Hootie portable. He's like in a little doghouse. I think that's funny. Lilith is wearing like a low battery t-shirt, which is like, oh, she's low on magic, yeah. And she's got like Hootie on her backpack, which, we all know how Lilith and Hootie get along. Alright, we've got Luz and Amity in the library, which would be in episode 5, through the Looking Glass Ruins. Like, obviously, I think a lot of these clips are from the first 5 episodes, which is what we know information about. Casually opening can of soda at the same time I'm talking. Alright, we got Luz being scared by this silhouette goat demon, or maybe it's a goat. Other people have called it a goat. But I don't really know what to say about this other than clearly Dana was right in that this season will be a lot more horror vibes. Similar shot, we have Luz looking through what looks like an abandoned building, and I think this shot and that previous shot with the goat demon are probably from the same episode, same sequence, because Luz has like the light glyph in both of them. I didn't comment until now because I didn't really think about it, but Luz is like wearing the cape that she had at the end of season 1. She's wearing it just like regularly, which is pretty awesome. We have the I'm tired guy, which until his name gets revealed, that's just what I'm going to call him. He's standing in front of what looks like someone undergoing a transformation. Like, maybe he tortured someone and they didn't say what he wanted, so he did that. Or they did say what he wanted and is like, well, we don't need you anymore. What looks like wooden boards, or not necessarily wood, but like flat panels with eyes that are flying, which is just, I don't know if that'll be important. That could just be just a brief sequence in some episode. POV of something falling from the sky that's heading towards someone. Now, this could just be like some giant rock that's about to crush this Emperor's Coven guy, or girl, or other. But I think it would be funny is if this is like a character, like, oh, Luz lost control of Albert on the staff, and oh no, we're gonna crash. Gus is doing a flame spell, which is cool. Gus is looking older, which, from the thing at the beginning, we know it's only been a week and a half, so I guess, he just got that growth spurt, like that. We have just a regular Coven guard doing a spell circle. It's nothing too flashy. Alright, now on to some interesting stuff. We have Camilla, and there's like a conspiracy theory board behind her with like a witch, so I'm thinking we're gonna have an episode that focuses on her on Earth. At whatever time Luz was supposed to get back from camp, that's what this is. Then she goes investigating. She'll like come across that abandoned shack in the woods, but she'll find nothing there because the portal's gone. But maybe there's like someone who knows about the witches who's been scoping out this area and is like, hey, you're interested in this stuff? Who's to say that Luz was the only human who's ever came through the portal? I mean, probably not. This could be someone else who went there and knows about the Boiling Isles, or it could be a witch who has come through and is staying on Earth. Who's like, I know where she is. She transitions from neutral to shocked, so that's probably when someone's either mentioning witches or someone's like, your daughter's in another world or something like that. We have Luz in pirate gear, which probably in the first episode, and she's laying down the ice cliff. Next up, we have the really interesting one, which is like the Titan reawakening. I'm probably gonna eat my words when I was like, "Oh, Belos is lying about speaking to the Titan," because once I'm seeing something like this, I'm like, the Titan, maybe he's still there, or he could have been lying and the Titan was reawakened by something else. But I'm thinking that most likely Belos awakened the Titan, and unless he was lying and awakened the Titan to make it seem like he was telling the truth all along, I don't know. But I feel like this will be closer to the end of the season. Then we have just a little shot of the I'm tired guy like teleporting away, and he almost looks like he's just waving to the audience like, "So long, guys." There's a shot of Emperor Belos, and then after that there's a shot of statues coming to life, and those statues might be petrified witches, or maybe not. There's Luz jumping up outside of what I think is the Emperor's castle, but she's holding the Emperor's staff, and that's interesting, because, like, did she steal it? Like, is she running away? Is that what this clip is? She's escaping with his staff? That is something that you could theorize about for a while, because that's a direction that I wasn't expecting this to go. There's this weird owl creature, which kind of looks like Hootie, but I don't think it's a corrupted Hootie. Maybe it was released by the I'm Tired guy, because it's like that angular owl shape, which looks like his mask, versus Hootie that's just round. Alright, we have this green dragon, which I'm going to say was either summoned by or is an alternate form of Kikimora, because its face is like hands that are coming together, just like how her hair is a hand. There's a shot of this one lady who's like turning around, and we see her later in the trailer, like playing a harp. Not a harp, a violin. Idiot. And people are like, "Oh, maybe it's Scar's mom, because like she's in the bard track," and I'm like, that's possible. We have Willow looking kind of sad at her house. I'm thinking this is an escaping expulsion after she's been expelled, and maybe Luz and Gus are there, and maybe Amity, or maybe she's talking to her dads, I don't know. It looks like she might be in the process of trying to escape. Like, Luz is gonna do this dangerous deal, we need to stop her. We have Amity doing her hair, and we see it's like brown all in the middle, and she like puts it up, and it looks like this will probably be in the library episode, which a lot of people are speculating it might not be when they become a couple, but it'll probably be the episode where either Amity confesses or something forcibly confesses for her, and either way, it'll probably be the episode where Luz finds out Amity has a crush on her. But with all the things people are saying about episode 7, I think that'll probably be the episode where they talk about it, they come together. Maybe not kiss, probably not yet. I'm not saying the kiss won't happen, because it better happen. There's this like weird person in a cloak with like a lantern. The hands kind of look like Ida's. I'm not saying this is Ida, but it's interesting. It's an interesting resemblance. Speaking of resembling Ida, we have Gwendolyn, Ida, and Lilith's mother arriving at the owl house in episode 4, which, what was it called? Keeping Up Appearances. Her talisman is a giant eagle, which I think, keeping up the bird theme. See this guy a couple times around the trailer. It's what I think is like an abomination wearing armor, and he looks a lot like Thanos, which, I mean, this is Disney, so that's probably intentional. There's a shot of Kikimora running and sending a flame spell. There's like smoke and dust rising up behind her, so maybe this is part of the same sequence where Luz takes the Emperor's staff and like she's like, "No, don't escape." Then we have a shot of the Coven heads, which, this is fun to see. Here's one which I'm assuming is in the 3rd episode, where we're going to find some things about King's past, because it's like his hand reaching towards a light, and the way it's done makes it look like this is part of like a flashback, or not a flashback, like a memory that he's having, like a very vague memory. Ida and Lilith sitting at desks looking at each other awkwardly, which is, I'm assuming, in the episode where their mom is there, because the description for the episode outright states that their mom is unwelcome, and I'm thinking part of the reason why it should be unwelcome is it'll be like, "You two lost your magic, someone needs to teach you again, and I'm gonna force these lessons onto you." And it'll be like, "No, please don't." And then we have the shot of Hootie missing from the door, and he's in like the little doghouse-like thing. It's really cute. Luz and King looking at this person who has like clawed hands and are like gooey, and it's probably before a fight sequence. It might even be like a food monster, because it almost looks like donuts in the background. Maybe not, I don't know. We have a shot of Lilith doing some magic with her staff and like an ice spell. The next one is in like, I think immediately follows the shot of Gus throwing a fireball, because you see Gus there. He's real small. I meant like within the shot, not that he's short. I mean, he is short. And then you see there's like an explosion, and Mule is there, and like some other kids which you haven't seen before, or maybe you haven't, I don't remember them. They might be those Glandis kids in episode 5. Gus tries to impress a group of cool kids from Glandis High. Yeah, so, yeah. We see what looks like Luz activating some thing which has all the glyphs in it. A flashback to Ida when she's younger, which there's 3 of these in the scene. This one is just like, there's a little fade in. You know, it just fades to when she's younger, making like the same pose. There's this interesting flying monster that's like swirling around and maybe can generate like ice fire. I don't know, that's what it looks like. Okay, this was something I was not expecting. Okay, you see Odalia, she has like this gun with like Blight Industries, and like the Blight is like written in like abomination goo. Or not like actually written in it, but like stylized like it. That's interesting. I wasn't even thinking of that. Like, I don't think anyone was like thinking the Blights would be in it from like a business angle. I mean, they are like snobby, they're assholes, but you know, how did they get to the top? How did they get to be upper class? They sell stuff. They make stuff that people buy. This like abomination fire spit gun. I don't know if this is in the Escaping Expulsion episode. This could be in a different episode this season. Have Luz captured on a boat, or I think it's a boat, so this is probably in the first episode. There's that shot of that person with the violin, which I want to call it a harp now. There's another shot of like Ida in the past, but like older than she was in that first one, where she's in, well, I think might be ruins or just in some abandoned building, or maybe not abandoned, and she's like looks scared, like someone's approaching her, and you heard me press play for a little bit. You've got Luz climbing up something, which there's really nothing to say to that other than it looks like there's a plant glyph involved. Alright, we have one more flashback to, which once again will be in the Keeping Up Appearances episode. We see Ida looking scared, and a silhouette of, which I'm assuming is their mom, yelling, probably at Lilith, because everyone's like, oh, Lilith was the one with all the expectations, you know. She cursed Ida because she was afraid of what her parents, or I guess so far her mom, would do to her if she lost. Oh, excuse me. I was drinking that soda, you know. There's a little shot of Hootie dancing around in the flames, which no one's surprised there. There's that creature with like the claws I was mentioning that's like flying up some hole, so I'm guessing Luz and King escaped that way. There's Luz rising in some liquid, which might be magic. It kind of looks like the dead magic from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Lilith with a stick, and there's flames behind her, which probably means it's in the same scene as that Hootie with the flames. We have Luz being chased by Abomination Thanos, and Luz is wearing her Hexide uniform, so I'm assuming that's where this scene takes place. We got Pirate Outfit Luz activating a plant glyph, the shot that people are probably going to be talking about. Luz and Amity holding hands. It's beautiful. This could be in episode 5, this could be in episode 7, it could be in another episode. The way this is framed makes it look like they're facing the same direction, so I don't know if this is like a come together handhold, but it's probably in episode 5, because I think it's more of a standing next to each other, we're in this together handhold, or we'll do this together. I could be wrong, I could always be wrong, remember that. Sequence of Luz just using a light glyph, and then immediately after is her slamming another glyph on the ground. We have Belos ripping a palisman off its staff, which I'm assuming he's gonna pour down his eye sockets like he did to that one in season 1. Alright, we've got what I'm assuming to be Lilith's first, probably not Owl Beast, it's probably be the Raven Beast, but the first Raven Beast transformation. We have a person in a cloak with like some crescent moons and stars on them, which I'm not even sure what that could be. Alright, then we've got Belos with his mask off. We don't see his face. He's got really long white hair. He's like sticking the key into the door, which I'm this is the one where I'm like, this is probably near the end of the season. And this could be from the final scene, for all we know. Because I was thinking that season 3 is going to be 3 episodes, longer episodes, but still 3. This could be the day of Unity. It'll be not unlike Weird Mageddon from Gravity Falls, which was 3 parts. And then at the end, there's just a little sequence of the I'm tired guy with King in a cage, and he keeps opening it, and King is shocked. It's really cute. King is the cutest. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Lots of stuff to see, lots of stuff to theorize about. Soon we're going to get the first episode, which I think a major part of that episode, and probably other episodes of this season, is Luz just feeling so depressed that, she'll be like, it's my fault you lost her magic. And she'll just be, spiraling and all the negative thoughts. And, she'll blame herself for everything, wonder why any of these people, care about her. All I do is mess everything up. But she doesn't want to worry everyone, so she'll bottle it all up. Which, anyone who's seen Steven Universe knows how well that turns out. But yeah, I will see you again on June 12th when the first episode comes out. Until then, thanks for watching.